Good evening. Welcome to it is Tuesday, January 23rd. Welcome to the special meeting for election of a new school board member. Before we get into that, the first agenda item is to appoint a temporary board secretary for this evening's meeting in Mr. Rogers' absence. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. What's that? Are we going to name somebody in that motion? We are. I move that we appoint Mr. Lee as temporary board secretary for this meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say I oppose. Those abstaining, please say I abstain. Motion carried. Congratulations, Mr. Lee. It was only a matter of time before it happened. Okay. This evening, the special meeting is to interview and elect a new school board member and to transact any other business that comes before the board. This meeting shall come to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Mr. Lee.
Miss Brittany Williams,
Present.
Miss Mitchell,
Present.
Miss Murphy Morrissey,
Present.
Mr. Ward Savage,
Present.
Mr. Desnoyers,
Present.
Miss Glenn,
Present.
Miss Deborah Williams,
Present.
Mr. Fields.
Present. Thank you. The district posted this evening's agenda to board docs at least 24 hours prior to the commencement of this evening. Is there a motion to approve that previously posted agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any amendments to offer?
Not at this time.
The agenda has been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say I oppose. Those abstaining, please say I abstain. Motion carried. All right. So, Mr. Mohammad Hossain, welcome. I'm going to quickly introduce the board members to you. Okay. We have Director Savage, Director Desnoyers, Director Glenn, Director and Vice President Deborah Williams. You know me, my name is Don Fields. We have our Superintendent, Dr. Daniel McGarry, Director Brittany Williams, Director Mitchell, and Director Murphy Morrissey. Let me go through the process. So with the resignation from the school board of Director Edward Brown, that was accepted on January 1st, 2024. As per Policy 004 Bog 1, filling the vacancy, the board has 30 days to fill this vacancy. There was an advertisement of the vacancy that was placed in Delaware County Daily Times and ran for 3 days, January 12th, 15th, and 16th in 2024. Deadline, I think also the district shared it on its Facebook page. I can't recall if it's on the district website. I believe it is. Yes, thank you. The deadline, so it was well advertised. Deadline for the submission for applications was noon, January 19th, 2024. That was last Friday. I'll talk about the time commitment. Okay. The applicant selected for this position will be fulfilling the unexpired term for Mr. Brown until the first Monday in December 2025, so 2 years. The time commitment includes monthly board meetings, generally falling on the second Tuesday of each month, unless there's a special meeting. Monthly committee meetings, generally falling on the fourth Tuesday of each month. And we have those meetings for Education Pupil Services Committee, Finance and Operations, Liaison Assignments, and School Board Professional Development. So tonight's a committee meeting. So after this meeting, we'll have a committee meeting where we discuss Education Pupil Service topics and Finance and Operations topics. And There are at times school board professional development. There's online training. As a new school board member, there'll be training for you to take. That'll be online. That can be in person. And there's also board retreats and different events that board members participate in. So it is the 2 meetings a month, but there tend to be additional meetings, just so you're forewarned. All right, the applicants will be interviewed individually in the order in which the district received their application. As only one applicant may be in the room at a time during the interviews, the administration will provide seating in the hall for other applicants. This doesn't apply here, we just have the one. Each interview will begin with an opportunity for the applicant, or the interview is going to begin with opportunity for you, Mohammed, to make an opening statement, which will be up to 3 minutes long. 3 minutes long. Okay, that'll be to introduce yourself. Okay. During each of the interviews, each board member will ask one question, right? After the questions, there will be a period for board members to ask clarifying or follow-up questions related solely to your previous response. So there may be a point where someone wants some clarification. They'll ask you for that. Members of the public may observe, but may not take part or interject at any point during the interviews. Public comment will take place prior to the vote. The board's process is not intended to include applicants questioning or debating each other. We only have the one, and no opportunity will be given, so not a concern tonight. So, Mohammed, I'm going to give you 3 minutes to tell us about yourself and tell us how long you've lived in the district as well.
Good evening, school board member. My name is Mohammad Hossain. I've been living this Upper Derby last 5 years. I live in Powerland. I really want to involve in our community. I'm very excited to be part of this event. Presently, I'm running the car dealership business in the Upper Derby on Marshall Road, and I'm available for the 24/7 for the communities because I'm living and working in the Upper Derby. So, I have so many activities with the communities. Active members of the Bangladesh Society of Pennsylvania. It is a non-profit community-based organization. I'm the community member of Masjid Al Madina. It is the religious non-profitable organization. I provide and serve the food, cooked food for the Delco Life Center. This is a homeless shelter near Upper Derby. Once a month, I serve the food, provide the food. And I'm supporting and helping new immigrants, children, homeworks, and other issues. Also serving various communities and organization. I committed the serving families, advocating, and students in the meaningful ways. I'm ready to take any questions.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We're gonna work from the end up to the other end. So we're gonna start with Director Ward Savage with his question.
Hi, Mr. Hossain. Thank you for applying. My question to you is, what do you consider to be the most pressing issue facing education in general today?
Yeah, we have a challenging a lot of issues in our school district nowadays in Upper Derby. We have we have a shortage of the quality teachers and staffs. Our school is overcrowded for the high schools, elementary and junior, middle schools.
And just as a follow-up to that question, how do you best make sure that you're informed about what those concerns are about education, like what news outlets or perhaps what meetings and things online do you attend just to keep yourself informed?
We should hire the new best quality teachers and staffs. So we need the fund. We need to fight for our legislator.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Hossain, thank you very much for your interest in serving on school board and for your and for applying for the position. My question for you is, as written, is what do you consider to be the three most pressing issues facing the Upper Darby School District? And since you touched on that in your answer to Mr. Warsavage's question, Director Warsavage's question, I will modify the question slightly and say, what do you consider to be the three most pressing issues facing the Upper Darby School District today as it works to serve the numerous immigrant families in the district?
For the school district, we're facing sometime. I spoke with the immigrant kids. They're saying like we don't have a teacher sometimes. They're saying they have to wait. Sometimes other class students, they need to bring the one classes, so crowded they're facing. And other issue like some buses issue, they cannot get the bus. Like most of the immigrant coming here, they don't have a driving license, or so the kids are waiting outside for the cold weather. So they're staying and staying. Then I try to help them to find the other parents to help together to get the one cars to go to the schools, to reach the classes on times. And
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Hossain. Thank you for your application. I wanted to ask you, what skill sets would you bring to the board?
So Upper Darby School District is very diverse community. So I would like to build bridge between immigrant community and with Upper Darby School Board. If I selected, I would work with the board members, with community leaders to lobby the Pennsylvania state legislature to funding support and increase our increase the early childhood educations. I will support and hire for quality teachers and staffs to go to our next levels. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. Thank you for submitting an application today. My question for you is, in your opinion, what are the responsibilities of a school board director?
School board director, like our school district has like more than 13,000 students. So we have a school board. Here is a school board. School board hired the superintendent. Superintendent has the assistant superintendent. Assistant superintendent has different responsibilities and roles. Then they have the director. Director have different roles and responsibilities. And then they have the principal and the hierarchy.
And I have a follow-up question for you.
Sure.
So I know that's a textbook answer. So I want to know from you, what do you think your responsibilities would be if you joined the board?
If I join the board, make sure I have from my education background, I have a computer information system, my bachelor degree in finance. I had a master's in MBA. So I have both work experience. I did work with the IT industry, and I work in the finance industry. So I have a financial forecasting, budgeting, this experience I had to do for the company. And I have IT background, so I can help for the students for the going up for their technology side. So from my responsibilities for the board, make sure all the textbooks going through pass our this our budgeting, our school calendars, make sure go through our meetings and we appropriate for them. Okay.
Thank you.
So typically, this is an elected position,
Yeah.
but this is also a volunteer role.
Right.
And you did speak to it a little bit in your introduction, so I'm going to like to give you an opportunity to kind of talk more about the volunteer work you've done
Okay.
and positions you've held for the district or otherwise, and you spoke to some of that, and I'll just give you an opportunity to speak to that a little bit more.
I work for the volunteer works for the active members of the Bangladesh Society of Community. This is the community-based non-profit organizations. I work with them. We have programs with the kids. We have programs with the adults. We celebrate like every yearly for our communities. 26th of Independence Day, we follow the other activities. And in the masjid, I work in the committee members, so I work with the masjid. So we have like facilities for the sports. I work over there. Sports facility, I check it, and make sure the prayer on times and the budgeting and forecasting issue. I watch for them, and I have a committee. Community. I'm the coaching for the athletics in the football teams in Cardington Field. So I coach the kids for the football.
Okay.
It's not American football. Okay. And I do some other organization. Delco Life Center. I cook the food and I take the food over there, serve every month, once a month.
Okay.
And I helping the immigrant student tutoring, and there's some issues. So new immigrant coming, how to go to the school, how to connect, where they should go, I helping. And I have a business in Upper Derby Township, so many community people, every community people come to me. They're coming for business, and then we talk about their school systems, how it works. And sometimes I share with them. So we work each other.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Mohammed.
Very well.
We'll go to Director Brittany.
Hi, Mr. Hossain.
Hi.
Take a deep breath. You're doing good.
Thank you.
What prompted your interest in serving on the board at this time?
What?
So why are you interested in joining us?
Oh, okay. Very interested. This is like this is the understanding community. Good education is very important for us. We need to, our child should be good education. Then they will be like better citizenship. Understand? I like to help our children to just do it. Our children deserve very best educations. So I would like to build the bridge between our immigrant communities to the school board and make sure every culture's their culture should come to our tables, so we should know each other. There is a very diverse community, and here is the more than 65 language people living here in Upper Derby. So I will advocate the state leader to ensure the funding for the school, share funding, and for the childhood. And I want to involve whether from my personal, professional, and educational experience, I want to implement here. So we should get the better educations for our school district.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Hossain. How are you? Do you see yourself running for this position after this 2-year board appointment?
Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
yeah, I'm interested.
And then just a follow-up question to that. As you know, this is a large commitment, and I think Desiree is going to ask you a little bit more about that. But can you identify, beyond what you've already said, or repeat what you've already said, what your commitment would be to the district in your skill set? What you think the board role is, and how you would apply it to being a board director?
I am hardworking individual who likes to work with the under pressures. I enjoy the opportunity to learn new things, to welcome professional challenges. I am also the team member, and the problem solvers. So I used to work my previous works, IT professional. I had a lot of problems. We solved the problems, and I could not solve myself. So it was like teamwork. So I solved my team. So I'm work as a team member and problem solvers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good evening. Thank you for coming to this interview. We all have very busy lives, but the board position would add at least 2 evening meetings per month to your schedule and will require additional meetings and other time commitments in responding to the needs of the district. How will you prioritize these new commitments with your existing ones?
I don't work for anyone. I work for myself, so I have a plenty times for community work, and I've been working last 20 years. I was all over the country because I had a job, corporate job. So, and I was most of the time I was New York. I was committed so many community jobs, And now I'm running my own business, so we have a peoples to work for me. So I don't have I have a lot of expired time to give it to here, and any research and developments or any issues coming. So I don't have a commitment to work here. Next 2 years, no problems.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Hossain, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
You can relax,
Okay.
right? And you can have a seat amongst your friends.
Yeah.
Good evening. Our first order of business for this portion of the meeting is the nomination and election of a new board member. I will entertain nominations.
I nominate Mr. Mohammad Hossain.
To fill the position of director of
Yes.
the Upper School Board. Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. Are there any other nominations? No. Is there a motion to close the nominations?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to close nominations. All those in favor of closing nominations signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nominations are closed. Before Mr. Lee takes a poll vote on the nominations, are there any questions or comments from the board? Are there any comments from the public? Go right ahead. Come on.
Sheikh Siddiq, 7109 Hilltop Road, Upper Derby. Honorable board members, president, secretary, and principal, and all other department heads, good evening, everyone. And it's my honor and privilege to be here, stand in front of you, say a few words. First, I would like to say that Mohammad Hossain is community person, and he worked with the community, worked with us. And I believe that if you consider him to be our next board member, he's going to be a good addition to our school board directors, and it will be a very good gap, the bridge between the immigrant community and the school board. And with that, my humble request to all of you, please choose him to be our board member of Upper Derby School District. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Siddiq. All right. Mr. Lee, please take the roll call vote on the nominations.
We will now have a poll vote for the position of Director of Upper Derby School Board. The nominee is Mr. Mohammad Arif Hossain. When I call your name, board members, please provide your vote. Miss Brittany Williams,
Yes.
Miss Mitchell,
Yes.
Miss Murphy Morrissey,
No.
Mr. Ward Savage,
Yes.
Mr. Desnoyers,
Yes.
Miss Glenn,
Yes.
Miss Deborah Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Fields.
Yes. Congratulations, Mr. Hossain. The next order of business is to administer the oath of office to elected board member Mohammad Arif Hossain. Mohammad Arif Hossain has been elected to fill the vacant school director position on the Upper Darby School Board to serve a term which ends on the first Monday of December 2025. Will Mohammad Arif Hossain please come forward, right up here, right, And we'll do the rest when I get down there. Repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of my
office with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The board will consider waiving multiple readings requirement of Board Policy 003 in order to temporarily limit the scope of Policy 701.1 effective immediately. Mr. Denoyers.
I move to waive the first reading of policy 701.1, waive the multiple readings requirement of board policy 003 in order to temporarily limit the scope of policy 701.1 effective immediately.
Second.
You want to discuss as a board?
As the board later on this evening will discuss potential actions with regard to policy 701.1, and any action on policy 701.1 the board ultimately takes may have long-term impacts for the district and community. The board now wishes to place temporary restrictions on the facility naming process until it ultimately decides what action or actions, if any, it wishes to take regarding this policy. At such time as the board decides that it wishes to take further action, or that it wishes to simply remove the temporary restrictions and return to the original language, the board will either take that further action or remove the temporary restrictions. The board wishes to state clearly in this meeting that it is enacting temporary restrictions to policy 701.1.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those abstaining? So moved. Damien, do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.